This is another episode on the basics of cryptocurrency investing for my friends and family. So, last week I shared with you how to actually get started and the one thing that you needed to know in this video here. But now, really how to look at charts. So I'm only going to show you the very basics because you can actually look at it on whatever application that you're using to buy your cryptocurrency from your exchange. But I'll show you one much better thing to use, a website to use. And I'll also show you from the perspective of how big, smart investors actually look at these kinds of assets. So first of all, we'll go into the share screen here. And so this is my CoinSpot. So this is my CoinSpot. And as you can see here, it'll be different on your phone as it will be on your computer. So this is, you've got your buy, your sell, and this is in the buy sell section. You can also go to the chart. So it depends on what your strategy is about how you're actually going about buying this. So a lot of people, particularly beginners, they'll put money aside and say, okay, every week I'm going to put in X amount of my paycheck into Bitcoin. The way that I like to do it is I like to put that money aside and then wait for a point in time where you're going to get the best value for money. So what does that actually mean? So when you go to the chart shows you all the information. Okay, so this is, I'm just going to alter this just a little bit so you can see it a little better. So the chart shows you the price. So it's like an X and Y axis. So on this axis here, this is the time axis. So moving along here, this is on the, and then, okay, one thing at a time. And then this axis is the price axis. So here you can't see it because my face is in the way, but it'll show you the price on the side here, which is going to be around 96,000 Australian dollars. And so now let's have a look at this. So if you're looking at someone, so you can scroll in and out, and these are called candles. So this candle basically represents the time and money function expressed on the chart. So this is a 1 hour candle. So here it says 1H, so 1 hour. So each one of these candles represents 1 hour of time and where prices started and where it's finished in that 1 hour period. So very simply, if you look back here where it starts red, this candle opened at this price level here, and then it closed at this price level here. So at the start of the hour, it was here. At the end of the hour, it was here. And then again, at the start of the hour here, at the end of the hour here, so on and so forth. Same thing here. Start of the hour here, end of the hour up here. So usually when it's green, it means it was a positive candle price. So it went up. And when it's red, the price went down. You also have, as we zoom in, these things are called wicks. And so this represents just how high it went during that period of time. So for example, here, it ended up opening at this price here, which was around $94,300. And it finished on the hour at $94,169. So it went down. But during that period of time, it also went up to this price here, but it didn't close there. So this just shows you, the wicks show you like the full range of the price within that time frame. Now, 1 hours is where people get caught out. This is where I first started trading, and you get caught out. So for example, if you're investing and you only look at this like once a week and you look here, let's just say you look here and you're like, oh, wow, Bitcoin's had a huge drop. Look at all those red candles. So it went from 98,000 down to 89,000. So it lost $10,000. So yeah, that actually is quite a big drop. But when you zoom out, so now this is 1D, so 1 day. So each one of these candles represents 1 day of time. So this is the whole range. So for example, here, let's go here. So this, let's go to this day here. So if you see here, so the 30 here, so the 30th, up until the 1st of July. So within this period of time, the price started here on the day. These dotted gray lines here will show the day. So it started here and it ended up here. So then if you go on the daily, that candle shows all that price movement in just one candle. So a lot of the big money players go on the weekly. This is what they do because the more you zoom in, the more it plays with your emotions and the more that you can't see the big scale. And so the reason why I'm recommending going to the weekly is because when you go to the weekly, you can see more of what Bitcoin is doing on a longer time frame. And this is really important to know. So now CoinSpot is actually pretty good, to be honest, with its charting, and it gives you enough basic features. So if you have CoinSpot, I would say this is almost all that you need. But I would still recommend using TradingView. So TradingView is a website. So I'm going to put the link in the description as well. So especially if you've just got an app where it doesn't give you this kind of detail. So this is TradingView here. And so all that you would do in the little search button here, BTC USD, so Bitcoin to US dollar. So whenever you've got this, you would have ETH USD, so it'd be Ethereum to the US dollar. See here, it's got Ethereum to US dollar, Ethereum to US dollar, and it's got all these different ones here. So they'll be on all the different exchanges. And so what I like to use is BTC USD, the all-time history, so I can see everything from the beginning of time with hang on. So then when you go here, so BTC USD, and then go here and then launch chart. So then it's going to bring up the chart here, and it's going to have all the same kinds of buttons. And so I've altered this. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn off all the different, just to make it clear for everyone. So where is the layers? Okay, so I'm just going to quickly delete some of these things here so it doesn't get confusing, because I would have used these on the previous one. So ignore these lines, but some of these lines I've put in just to show you from the previous week. So I'll put this on log as well. So, okay. So this represents a week of price action. Each one of these candles a full week. So I'll delete this as well. And here I've put in where the all-time highs were. So these were the cycles we were talking about in the previous video. So these cycles usually last about 4 years. So you've got from December of 2013 to December of 2017. So that was 3 years. So this was a shorter cycle. And then 2017 to 2021. So to the top, from top to top, it's usually about 3 years. So yeah, 4 years. And then 17. So this was 4 years as well. My apologies, 4 years, not 3 years. But some of them have been 3 years. So some of them were faster when it first started. So now they're about 4 years. And so now I've got the next 4-year one, so 2021. And so the next 4-year is the 2025. So this is just to give me a rough idea of where things are going to move towards. And so October 2021. So let's put October 2025. Now, of course, things could be faster, things could be slower, but this is just to give me a guide. So now, I would just recommend looking at everything on the weekly if you're just looking at buying things in as a dollar cost averaging and buying in bits and pieces. So if you look at this, and if you were to look at just say 1 day here and you had a drop in 1 day and you're like, oh, wow, there's been a big discount. But when you zoom out, it's not really that much of a discount. Having said that, the other thing that you really want to look at, so I'm going to use this little button here and I'm going to draw this line here. I'm going to keep this very basic. These are called price levels, so major price levels. So where the all-time high price was, the price gravitates towards these kinds of levels. So when it breaks through these levels, it usually has a big run. So you can see here, so these levels are very key. So when you see here, it came down. So this was its all-time high around here. So it wicked up to here, but it kind of closed down to here. So then it went down for a year. Then it started to slowly go up. And as it breaks through these levels, it really breaks through. So this is what it did. It really broke through. And the same thing here. It kind of touched this level and then it didn't break through. It fell back a little bit and then it smashed through and went to its all-time high. This cycle was a little bit different, but also quite similar. So again, when it went through that level, it kind of paused at that level. If we zoom in there, you'll be able to see, okay, if you zoom right in, you'll be able to see that it kind of halted at this area with some of these candles. So it kind of hovered around this price level for a while. Then it really smashed through and then it had its all-time high. And now again, because this is an interesting cycle where the all-time highs happen very early, it's broken the all-time high. Normally it won't break the all-time high. It won't get to the all-time high until the end of the cycle, which would be this line here. So this has been an interesting cycle. So yeah. again, if you're looking at buying, so then if I was looking at this, let's say this was, let's just say now, I just got into cryptocurrency here. When would I wanting to be buy this? Yeah, okay, we've had a big drop here, I'd buy here. Yeah, we've had a big drop here, I would buy here. We've had a huge discount here, another huge discount, I'd buy here. If you're dollar cost averaging and you're doing it in increments just every single week, you don't need to really look at this. But if you want to put that money aside and wait for a good week that it drops, that's also a way to do it. But if you're doing it during this period where it's heading towards the end of the bull market, where everything is really going up, going up, going up, going up, I really wouldn't be buying much anyway, personally. That's just me. It's like it's too late, it's too risky. I'd be waiting for something more like this when there's a really big pullback. And yeah, okay, if I was buying every week, I would have got it in here, got it in here, got it in here. But you just don't know how, I mean, you just don't know where that point is. So that's just the way that I like to do it. I always like to do it where it's dropped in value. That's where I want to buy. And I usually like to save the majority of my value for after the cycle finishes. So for example, the best time to buy in all of these periods of times is, and I'm just going to draw this here to make it nice and clear to see. Where's my little box? Here we go, the rectangle. The best time to buy is here. So this is about 1 year after it hit its all-time high. Now, if we zoom out, when was the best time to buy here? Same thing, about 1 year after its all-time high cycle. When was the best time to buy here? Same thing. So this cycle was a lot quicker because it was one of the first ones. So from June 11 to November 11. So this was 6 months. And this was about a year. This was also about a year. And then again, same thing. The best time to buy was about a year after the all-time high. So if you're just getting into cryptocurrency now, you really have to think about where you are in the context of the cycle. So if we measure this here, so now you're probably sitting around this area where things are really starting to go up. So it means you can still get a good price gain, but it also means you are late. So the best times to buy is it again. So if we use this as an example here, if you were buying in this, so basically if you think now, so let's change the color of this so this is nice and clear. You're kind of here, right? So in the context of this cycle, you're kind of around about here, which actually is a better time to buy, but because this cycle is different. So always consider it from your own circumstances. And I'm trying to make it as simple as possible. But in these cycles, the best time to buy was just all the way up, all the way up, all the way up. But now things have changed because we've really gotten so high so fast. So things have really changed a lot. So just keep that in mind. I'm trying to keep it simple, trying to make it as clear as possible, but this is just a way of looking at it. But if you really want the simplest way is just to be buying once a week. If you just dollar cost average, that just takes all the thinking out of it. But if you do want to be a bit more strategic, then I would recommend looking at TradingView, looking at the weekly, looking for some good price drops on the weekly, and then buying there. That's where all the smart money do it. That's where they recommend everybody does it, or certainly the ones that I follow. So hopefully that makes things a little bit clearer. Just another little belt in the tool. So watch this a few times just to get your mind wrapped around these concepts. And so if you have any questions, let me know in the description below. Again, I also do leave the, if you do want to get your $10 of Bitcoin, I'll leave the description below as well. So if also like the $10 means nothing to me, it means nothing to me. I don't care less about that $10. If you want, you can sign up with that. And if you want, you send me a message and I'll send you the $10 that I get for it, because it's not at all about me getting that $10. I couldn't care less. This is about you actually having skin in the game so you can learn through that process. That's what that $10 for you is all about. So if you want me also to send you my $10 worth, I'm happy to do that. And that'll be a cool way for you to see how this actually works, how you can send and receive. And it's really just like using your bank account. It's the same principle, but it's just digital currency. So with that, thank you very much. Hope you enjoyed.